Folk is not and should not be viewed as a news source. Any names, places, or likenesses mentioned are purely fictional, and any information discussed is purely speculative. Guest opinions are their own and do not reflect those of anyone else. Where in the Folk is not responsible for content accuracy of any stories that are told or what people do with these stories. This show is vulgar, sometimes graphic, and due to its content, it should not be viewed by anyone actually.
Welcome to another episode of Where in the Folk. I hope everybody's had a great week, and thank you for tuning in with Tolly and myself, Cecil. And today we're going to be going over some news that we do every Friday. Morgana has taken ill and will not be partaking tonight. I believe she had some rough shrimp or something. I don't know.
yeah, it sounded that way. So it's going to be an evening with us. You're going to have us on Awakenings too.
Yeah, us on Awakenings talking about scary stuff. Hi, Linda. So we'll just get right into it. Why don't we just get right into it?
Let's get right into it.
The Friday Feel Good. So I know this might be something that's plaguing a lot of our audience that listens to us, but I know it gets to me sometimes, but have no fear. An innovative fashion show in Japan highlights adult diapers to support aging population. I'm very excited to hear about this. And a vibrant display of creativity and social awareness, a fashion show titled Amatuso took center stage at the 2025 World Expo in Osaka, Japan, showcasing colorful and innovative adult diapers.
They beat Kanye to
it. They did beat Kanye to it.
That's the truth.
Organized by the Japan Welfare and Medical Fashion Association, the event aimed to challenge the stigma surrounding adult diapers and address the growing needs of Japan's rapidly aging society. With more than 30 models, including individuals using wheelchairs and prosthetic limbs strutting down the runway, the show featured stylish design from major manufacturers like Koa Corp and Unicharm. The association's director described the event as a social experiment to reframe diapers as a fashionable, even cooler than skirts or trousers.
How crazy is that, dude? Like they're just trying to. It feels like they're trying to reconcile the fact that they have a diminishing population. Like to get to basically just keep selling something to the old folk.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And while they're emphasizing the functionality for the aging population, the fashion show set to lively 80s music blended education with entertainment, featuring panel discussions of importance of developing advanced adult diapers to meet Japan's demographic demands. Japan. Oh, I lost my place. Dun, dun, dun.
I do that all the time. Seriously, I do that all the time.
Japan, where nearly 30% of the population is over 65, has seen adult diaper sales surpass those for infants. Whoa, that's nuts. With the market now valued at $2 billion annually. The event included a notable speaker and an astronaut who highlighted the practical use of diapers in unique contexts like space travel. That's very practical. You never know when you're going to be traveling to space and need some diapers.
Yeah. Exactly.
By combining fashion with purpose, the show sought to normalize conversations about the aging and continence and encouraging both acceptance and innovation in the countries facing demographic shift. Now, there's a sect of people out here that are fetish based. So you know,
I don't know where this is going.
You know this guy too, and I know this fellow. His grandfather passed away, and he had a attic, and in this attic was full of adult diapers from like 1996 to 97 or something like that.
I do remember what you're about to say.
And he sold them for one item each on eBay for like between $100 and $300 each. And I was like, why are people paying this much for it? And he said, well, these are people that have, baby fetishes. They want to be babies. So the only thing I can think is like, yeah, it helps the people with incontinence issues and things like that. That's not just for aging people. There's people my age or even younger that has that. I really think that this was aimed more toward like the fetish community. Had to be like fashionable. Do they wear their diapers on the outside? Like, I don't believe so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in the nursing home, maybe they're wanting to ball out in the nursing home.
Now, with that being said, I would love to have some, because I mean, there's long trips. There's sometimes whenever you get stuck in traffic, you never know when you might get them.
Let me see. I'm trying to get us a picture for this next story. Bear with me here.
Bear.
So there's a story that I want to talk about that's kind of buried in our list for the week, and it really hasn't gotten the coverage of like the mass coverage like you would expect. Let me. What'd she say?
Yeah, I bet you could wear them to the beach.
Don't they get like soggy or you know what I mean? Like when kids go in the water, they get like all weighed down.
In about 10 years, you're going to see me on the beach and my diaper is going to be sagging to my knees. For sure.
So the one that I wanted to get into, because we haven't talked about a lot of true crime lately. There was a man arrested this week for literally crucifying an Arizona pastor in a religiously motivated attack. Crucified this man.
Wow.
So it happened a little bit earlier in the year, but it's just starting to. I guess he may have just been arrested or tried or something like that. So it came back up, but they arrested 51-year-old Adam Christopher Sheaf in connection with the brutal murder and crucifixion of 76-year-old pastor William Schoenman, known as Pastor Bill, Preacher Bill.
That's insane, dude.
At his home in New River, Arizona. Sheaf confessed. I think this is why it came back up, because he confessed to the crime, admitting he drove to Schoenman's home at 2 a.m., killed the pastor, and staged a gruesome scene by affixing the body to a wall with a power drill and a cruciform position, placing a handmade crown of thorns on his head and hanging leather straps engraved with the Hebrew words for First Commandment. Sheaf also, and we're going to see this in a minute, Sheaf has a Hebrew YHWH tattoo across his neck.
Wow.
So they're saying it was a religiously motivated, because he would be, I believe, Jewish. So maybe he didn't agree with it, but so he claims that his actions were part of Operation First Commandment, a mission to punish Christian leaders for allegedly violating the commandment by proclaiming Jesus as God, which is deemed heretical in his faith. So he says it was a mission to punish Christian leaders because proclaiming Jesus as God is deemed heretical. He planned to target 14 more religious leaders across 10 states, including 2 Catholic priests in Sedona, where he was apprehended near the Chapel of Holy Cross after triggering a home alarm during a vehicle theft attempt. He is currently held in Coconino County Jail and faces charges including first-degree murder, second-degree burglary, assault, and others, with Maricopa County authorities still reviewing the murder case. He expresses no remorse and says that he was following God's law, and even demanded the death penalty to prove that he can't be killed as God's son. He's denied mental illness, though his statements about targeting churches and priests have raised concerns about his motives and stability. His family has publicly condemned what he's doing. And the case has totally shocked the community. But here's a picture of both him and Preacher Bill. So you can see the Hebrew tattoo that he has. It's funny because I believe, it's like we say, every religion has their extremists.
Yeah.
And the extreme views of their faith believe that the Christian Jesus is actually in their hell.
Yeah.
So very, very crazy, very unfortunate, but we haven't, I didn't want this one to be lost in the fold. So that's a heavy one.
What religion is he specifically? I guess Jewish?
Yes.
Okay. He does know that he's committed like the mortal sin of desecrating his body. All right.
Well, it's kind of like the holy war thing. Like he thinks he's doing it based on his God's will.
Yeah.
Like that he's the hand of God. He's God's son is what he said.
Which I don't know much about other alternate religions than the one I was raised up on, but I feel like the Jewish folk, if you get tattoos and things like that, you're desecrating your body and you can't like ascend.
Yeah.
So I mean,
there's always extremists in every religion.
True.
But what do you want to get into next?
That was horrible. That was horrible. I knew a Preacher Bill. He was a very good man. I don't know about this Preacher Bill, but
from everything I read, this guy was like super highly thought of in his community and stuff. So he's probably a lot like our Preacher Bill.
Yeah, that's horrible. I hope the guy gets a long time, and I hope he gets to test his belief that he is the son of God.
Yeah, for sure.
So demand for nuclear bunkers surge in the UK amid global tensions.
It's funny. It's almost like Cold War news. You know what I mean? Like the movie with Brendan Fraser where he's raised in the bunker.
What was that called? Blast from the Past. That was I really would like to have that bunker that he lived in, though. That was dope. And my thing with the UK wanting bunkers, shouldn't they start with AC? Like they should get some.
Really?
But in recent days, the United Kingdom has seen unprecedented 1,000% surge in demand for nuclear bunkers, driven by the heightened fears of global conflict, particularly following tensions in the Middle East. Well, no,
Where's all the tensions?
I thought they was over there singing Cuban by not Nottinghamshire-based company Burrowed, which originally specified in underground holiday accommodations, has reported a tenfold increase in orders and thousands of inquiries for prefabricated bunkers. I want a prefabricated bunker.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you really want to be cooped up? Because if that ever happened, like you wouldn't be able to come back above ground for generations. Like, I mean, it'd be okay if it was non-nuclear attacks, but I mean, would you really want to be stuck in a 10 by 10 or something for the rest of your life?
Not 10 by 10, but one of these fancy ones, you know, like the ones the elites are having, like these 7-story bunkers or whatever. You know, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd love that. And plus, you get the hazmat suit, so you get to go out and walk around and look at the wasteland. Like, it'd be pretty sweet.
Let me see. There's something else related to, so while we it was right before the show, this came out that I guess Russia seized control of Ukraine's 100-acre lithium reserve, which is the largest lithium reserve in Europe, or one of.
And there goes electric cars. But anyway, the company's director noted that interest has more than tripled compared to the period following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, reflecting growing public anxiety about the possibility of nuclear attack. These modern bunkers.
Are you rapping?
These modern bunkers designed to withstand radioactive fallout features amenities like artificial doors, fresh water tanks, compositing toilets, full kitchens, and solar charging, with the price for a 16-meter model accommodating up to 8 people reaching 157 pounds.
Closer to $200K.
Yeah, that's pretty high. I can build one out back for $600 out of concrete center blocks. But,
yeah. I mean, it's basically just a buried RV at this point. Yeah. What they're talking about.
That's a good idea for a storm shelter. Shit, good idea, Tully. Because I've been looking into storm shelters.
You just have to have somebody dig the hole.
I got a fellow down the road. He does that for a living. But the spike in demand coincides with government warning urgency that the UK to actively prepare for potential wartime scenario. The first such advisory in decades. A national security strategy highlighted the nation's vulnerability in an era of increasing confrontation with global adversaries. Noise. Experts and bunker specialists have pointed out the UK lacks sufficient public shelters, with less than 1% of the population having access to safe underground spaces. Many of the country's Cold War era bunkers, such as those mapped by Subterranean Britannica, are each decommissioned or repurposed as tourist attractions, like the Kelvedon Hatch bunker in Essex. As private bunker companies see a boom, with some offering luxury options such as cinemas and gyms, the trend underscores a growing public desire for personal security in an uncertain world. Hi, Sonia. So, I mean,
hey, Sonia.
There's one country, and I think it's Switzerland, where they have fallout bunkers for the whole country.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, why don't they just open up the underground tunnels that they have now and like, hey, if this happens, just come on down, chill out. Like,
yeah, I agree. I don't know, dude. It's becoming a racket, I think.
I really want to move to Cumberland Gap, Tennessee, because they have that huge tunnel that goes under the mountain, and that's where I want to lay out my
hunker down.
Oh, that's where I want to hunker down right there.
Let's see. So to change, maybe get off the nuclear path for a minute and the murderous stories that we've been reading.
Did you hear the president say the F word on TV?
No. No, I did not. No.
I don't know. You know, it is what it is. But he was talking about how it's like, I'm not happy with Israel. I'm not happy with Iran, but I'm also not happy with Israel. They broke it too, talking about the ceasefire. And he says, what we have are two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I was like, what?
I mean, he's not wrong. But this week in Congress, so there was a congressional hearing, another one for UFOs. And there was a Pentagon whistleblower that says Americans can handle the truth about what's going on with UFOs. This happened just yesterday. The U.S. House of Representatives convened a highly anticipated hearing titled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon Exposing the Truth, Reigniting Public and Congressional Interest in Unidentified Anomalous UAPs, pretty much. A former Pentagon official who previously led investigations into UAPs testified before the House Oversight Committee, asserting that Americans can handle the truth about government knowledge of these mysterious objects. The whistleblower claimed that the DoD has concealed significant evidence, including high-resolution imagery and data, within secretive programs like the alleged Immaculate Constellation, which reportedly collects and quarantines UAP reports from the military sources. The hearing, led by representatives from both parties, aimed to address allegations of excessive government secrecy and push for greater transparency, emphasizing that UAPs is a national security concern due to their frequent appearances near military bases and nuke sites. The session featured testimony from multiple witnesses, including former military personnel and journalists, who corroborated claims of decades-long efforts to obscure UAP information potentially involving misallocated taxpayer money. They alleged that no way, not our tax money going to aliens.
Aliens.
They alleged that the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO, has engaged in disinformation to discredit whistleblowers and downplay sightings, despite their recent reports finding no evidence of extraterrestrial origin in over 750 cases studied. Lawmakers expressed frustration over the lack of access to classified data, with some calling for a centralized reporting system to destigmatize UAP sightings by pilots. No concrete evidence was came out of the hearing. It was basically just people demanding for government truth.
Nice. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't trust them.
No,
with anything. I really don't.
As soon as it was the Iranian mothership off the coast sending the orbs, I was pretty much checked out.
Oh no.
What was Landa talking about? I don't.
Oh, she's talking about Trump saying the F word.
Oh, I got you.
The FUCT. But no, I don't know. But did you hear about a British man that was arrested Sunday after allegedly attempting to stage a mock wedding?
No.
So this happened recently. I've just seen this in the news earlier. But basically, what happened? A British man had bought out a big section of Disneyland Paris. The man, 22 years old, was allegedly the groom at a bizarre stage ceremony at dawn on Saturday in front of a Sleeping Beauty castle in the theme park 20 miles east of Paris. He says the aim was to make a video for social media, he told the police. Disney staff intervened to halt the action and called the police when they spotted the girl, a 9-year-old Ukrainian, in a bridal dress. The organizers have booked a park which is available to rent outside the public at visiting hours for a function. The guests were recruited. So all the guests were recruited online. So 200 adults and 100 children aged between 5 and 15 to play the guests at a rehearsal for the wedding at Disneyland. So the video obtained by the BFM TV showed 100 seated guests awaiting the ceremony as a female violin trio played at dawn before the stage strewn in flowers. It costs about 130,000 BFM. I'm not sure what that rate is over there.
Big effing money.
Big fucking money, yeah. But apparently this guy, what he did was he bought out this section of Disneyland to have a wedding with a 9-year-old Ukrainian girl. He says it was for social media purposes.
Okay.
And he hired a bunch of actors to be the guest. So
straight to jail.
Yeah, straight to jail. Now, my thing is, was it staged to be a social media thing? Or was this guy legitimately buying? Like, wait,
I don't know, dude. Like, I think
if
they're
it was
emboldened.
staged, it was stupid. That was a horrible idea. That's a bad content.
I don't know. Think about the posturing in European countries, though. They have been going really easy on not just murderers and people. It's like backwards almost. Like we've got an article talking about how they're arresting. They did a sting operation of 170 people, 170 raids rather, for expressing opinions online. They go to jail, but then people who assault and murder and this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
get like a ticket.
Yeah. This guy, I think this guy's going to pull some time over this. He's in Paris.
I don't know, dude. Does it say he was arrested?
Yeah, he was arrested for sure.
When's the
It just happened. Nobody knows.
okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I couldn't find any digital footprint of this guy to be a content creator, which is all still new, and he might be a content creator in another country or whatever, and I might not have access to it. It really, really to me seems like he was trying to marry a 9-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Like,
That's bizarre, man.
yeah. And I hate to like single people out, but be aware of adults at Disneyland that don't have kids with them. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Like Disneyland adults are strange people anyway. Like I know you know who I'm talking about. Like the people you see on TikTok.
yeah. Now,
It ain't normal.
now I can see a situation where somebody would love Disneyland. Imagine if I took Mandy to Disneyland.
That's true. I don't think that she would like convert into a Disney adult just because you took her to Disneyland.
No, it'd be her first time going, and she would definitely be like, oh, ah.
Yes, I could see it. So another crazy story. They found 2 new ancient shark species in Mammoth Cave this week.
Really?
Yeah. Which is crazy that they're still finding new stuff in Mammoth Cave. I don't considering they're not digging or anything, I don't think.
You don't have to dig. It's massive. It goes under the whole state. All you gotta do is walk around.
But it says that paleontologists at Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky announced the discovery of 2 new to science ancient shark species. And for the sake of me reading these names, we're just going to call it Trog and Glick.
Trog and Glick.
And they were uncovered through ongoing paleontological resources inventory, or PRI. These fossilized remains found in the cave's St. Louis and St. Genevieve formations date back to 325 million years to the Mississippian period, when Kentucky was submerged under a shallow sea.
Ooh.
The sharks were estimated to be between 10 to 12 feet long, were active predators in an ancient seaway connecting what is now Eastern North America, Europe, and North Africa. The findings supported by collaborations with the National Park Service Paleontology Program and the University of Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
I don't even know if that's the right school.
It is.
Add to the park's growing catalog of over 70 ancient fish. What's up, Wolfman?
What up?
Go ahead.
I mean, Mammoth Cave is mammoth. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's until once back up in there, you can only go to
Roll Tide.
You can only go to so many parts in Mammoth Cave too. You're not allowed to go many places because they have mysteriously they have a rare African bat that lives in Mammoth Cave, Kentucky.
Yeah. It's untelling, dude. Like you remember that movie, The Descent?
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's like blind humanoid figures living somewhere in those caves.
You know, before they turned it into a national park where you had to pay, that some kind of hippies walked back up there and got lost and have stayed in there and reprocreated.
For sure. For sure. Either that or like before it turned into a national park, there were like settlers, like whole colonies worth of people going in and like fighting to the death with some unnamed being that called it home.
Exactly. Have you ever been?
Yeah, would you when I was little?
Yeah, I'd like to go back.
I would too. Now that you mention it,
it's only about an hour and a half from here. I might do that tomorrow.
That'd be fun. Oh, before we forget about it, in light of the 4th of July, we are not going to have a show next week.
No show next week. Taking a vacation. Yep. Taking a vacation.
We will be back on the 11th, and we may do something on the 12th too, depending on everybody's availability.
We say taking a vacation, but we're actually going to be pulling shifts at Chippendales for some extra money for Christmas, since we're halfway to Christmas. So
there you go.
If anybody wants to come on down, come on down. That's Chippendales in Lexington, Kentucky. So, what's the next?
Twerk it while you work it. Twerk it while you work it.
But did you hear about the bee tornado that happened in New York this week?
A bee nader?
Bee nader, in a scene more reminiscent of a disaster movie than an ordinary summer afternoon. A massive swarm of bees descended upon Midtown Manhattan this week. It's about time. Take out that den of sin. Described as a bee tornado. Buzzing through the intersections near 6th Avenue, the tightly packed swarm spiraled in the air like a twisting cyclone of wings, drawing stunned stares and viral videos from New Yorkers and tourists alike. I'm not seeing a video. It looked biblical, one person said. The bees had formed their own weather system. Holy shit.
Oh, speaking of weather, I've got something that we can end on. I've got a video we can end on.
Nice. The phenomena, while unsettling, was completely natural, according to experts, because I see bee tornadoes constantly. The bees were swarming, a common behavior in late spring and early summer, when hives split and a new queen ventures out with thousands of workers to start a new colony. They are actually quite docile during this stage, says a local beekeeper, Nick Rosark. Go fuck yourself, Nick. If I get stung by one of them damn things, I'm dead. They have no hive to defend, so they're just focusing on finding a new home. You literally stand in the middle of them and be fine, unless you're allergic. The spectacle temporarily froze foot traffic and caused a flurry of activity on social media, with one user calling it the most New York thing I've ever seen. Always
a swarm of bees? How is that the most New York thing you've ever seen?
I thought the most New York thing I ever seen was like trash and homeless folk. I
mean, taxis, pizza,
pizza.
The Big Apple.
Big old apple. I heard they got a huge apple right in downtown. Despite the drama, the swarm posed little real danger, city official and rooftop beekeepers urges claim, emphasizing the best approach is to give the bees a little space and allow professionals to handle the removal. Let them be, said one. So that would literally scare me to death.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Honestly, with how much smog and stuff is around New York, I am honestly surprised that there are any bees.
Yeah. I didn't want to talk shit about New York City, but there you go.
I'm not. The smog thing is a fact. Like there are days where they have air quality alerts, just like every other big city.
Oh no, well, I was talking about what I said earlier, but I stand by it. I'm a hillbilly. I like going out and breathing my fresh, clean air and all that good stuff. So
the green apple. Okay. Well, I've got. Let's see. This lady covered a bunch of stuff that I was gonna throw in our news for the week regarding weather and weather manipulation and thereof. So rather than me compiling a bunch of articles. We're just going to let her tell you what's really going on.
What's her name?
We'll tell you after we watch it.
All right.
I've already got it maximized.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Something weird is going on around the world this week with the weather. In Guizhou, China, floodwaters surged over 837 feet, swallowing up neighborhoods and roads. Experts are saying that this is a once in a 50-year flood, and locals are saying they've never seen anything like this in their life. In Alabama today, an absolutely massive weather phenomenon appeared and then disappeared over Birmingham. Experts are saying that this could be a meteor or it was a radar glitch. And while media is reporting that now June is the new July with intense summer heats coming earlier than ever before, it is hailing in Tampa, Florida today. There is a 4.2 magnitude earthquake in Albania today. Buses in New York are falling into sinkholes because of the heat, and bridges in China are collapsing because of the rain. While everyone's focused on what's going on in the Middle East this week, I want to ask you, what do you think is going on with the weather?
That's a good point.
Yeah. Weather be crazy. Like I don't know.
That was WFF News on TikTok.
WFF News, check them out. But I mean, that weather blimp thing, I seen that, and that was weird.
Well, did you see the big fireball in the sky yesterday?
No.
That one really could have been a meteor, because there were all over Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina. They saw a huge like orb of light in the sky that did look like a meteor.
Yeah, it could have been. It was weird. But the weather is definitely different.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check this out.
Oh, what is it? What is it, Wolfman? Just give us a spoiler. Take a look at the new Mountain Dew logo.
I'm trying to see which one's the new one.
That chili is so hot, I burnt my mouth and had to drink a whole 2-liter Mountain Dew. You remember that guy?
Yeah, he says, I ate this one chili, I set my mouth on fire, I had to drink a 2-liter of Mountain Dew. I don't know which one is the new one. And it's just, when I put that into Google, it shows me all of them.
Do logo. Wolfman, you're gonna have to.
Is it the one with the beams in the sky, or like the chemtrails?
Dragon fruit.
I saw a bumper sticker that said, don't mind my shitty driving, I'm staring at the chemtrails. You seen anything?
Not yet.
Dragon. You like dragons?
I know where there's a job planting tulips an hour. No, where there's a job planting tulips for $20 an hour. Oh, and the dragon is like a fireball. Oh, okay. We'll have to check that out and look into it, or you can send it to me on Facebook or something. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Linda said she saw it. I seen it.
Okay. Well, tonight
I've had to quit drinking pop by orders of my doctor, so I can't watch anything with pop on it anymore, or soda, or whatever you call it.
I haven't had a pop in a really long time.
I used to love it so much, but my kidneys are shot. But
well, I'll read Morgana's caption for Awakenings tonight. It says that certain American locations attract darkness like magnets, places where as soon as I see this dash mark, I'm like, Chat GPT wrote this. Places where tragedy and inexplicable phenomena cluster with disturbing persistence. The Bridgewater Triangle plagues Massachusetts with UFOs, cryptids, and unexplained deaths. Skinwalker Ranch terrorizes Utah researchers. The Pine Barrens harbor centuries of disappearances in twisted cedar swamps. Join us tonight on Weird Awakenings for America's Dark Geography, and that's going to be in 15 minutes.
18 minutes.
On the Weird Realities Network at Weird Realities Everywhere with a Y.
WYRD Realities Network. I still have trouble spelling realities because I don't live there.
True. That's a good point. Yeah. No hate.
And like Tucky said, we're going to be off next week, where we will have no episode Friday next week.
But you're going to see us on Awakenings in 15 minutes. So you get a little extra this week of us.
Yeah.
And if you don't already follow us wherever you're watching, give us a follow. I need to see, for some reason, our streams haven't been going to BitChute, or rendering at least. So I need to see if our BitChute is good today.
Yeah, I hope so, because that's my favorite place to get comments from.
I know there are savants on BitChute.
They really are. Yeah, it reminds me of the late 90s in the MIRC.
We're definitely live there. We'll see if it renders.
I think Landa just called us a slur.
Yeah. We're going to report you for community guidelines, Landa. You're on YouTube. It's only people on BitChute can call us names.
But, I can't get over that. But yeah, tune in every Friday night except next Friday. And come on over to Weird Realities Network on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Let's see.
She got it going to Kick now too, and maybe Twitch.
And Twitch. Well, we're still on Twitch. Streaming to all youngins out there, teaching them about the world.
Yeah. We're on a bunch of places now.
Yeah, everything except audio only, because I'm like 10 episodes behind or something.
You got to get with it, dude. Over the vacation, you need to catch us up.
I'll do that.
Kick and Twitch. That's funny.
But thank you all for watching us, because we are watching you.
Peace.